In this video, I'm going to cover how to do field interview reporting. To begin, we're going to log into the software, and then in order to give ourselves a little more room to work with here, I'm going to click this little caret button and the full screen button. Now we can see we have more real estate to work with. Let's go to Enforcer, Incidents, and now I need to search for my incident number. I got that either from Sentinel or from the dispatcher, and if I don't see it in there, I can go to the Advanced Search tab here. I'll type in my agency ID, the year, and the report number. Click Apply to activate the search, and here we go. I'll double click this to open it up, and now there is a bunch of pre-filled information here that came from either Sentinel or the dispatcher. Anything that's the off color here is a required field and has to be filled out in order to save this report. I want to verify my times are correct up here. I can change any of this information that I want. I'll make sure that my information is correct there and fill out my shift. At the bottom here we have the involved parties, but let's start up here. And as you see, we change these tabs. It changes the information at the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to start with my responder times. If I want to change one of these, I'll click the change button here after I highlight it, and then I can put my correct times in there. I don't have to worry about the clearances. Let's go to this caller disposition tab. This is the information that came from either dispatch or Sentinel. I'll go to the Involved Parties tab now. And my field interview report was regarding Josh Q Test, so I'm going to highlight that. And then click the change button. Alternatively, I could have just double clicked the name. This opens this information up here. This information is the same information that shows up in master names. I'm going to change him from a complainant to an involved party, since he's actually not the complainant, and update any of this information. Once again, this is also from master names. In order to fill this out, you can fill it out here or in master names. There is a master names video if you want more information for how to fill this out in detail. Let's save this. Sometimes you may get this error regarding the vehicle number. Just go ahead and acknowledge that, and then the associated vehicle is actually this button right here. So we'll change that to 0 and save it. And now we don't see our vehicle information on there, so I'm going to check mark this box that says property involved, and it opened up this new tab called properties, and there's our vehicle. I'll highlight that and click the change button, and it opened a really large window here, so I'm going to resize that. You can see you can drag the window around by the title bar and resize it by putting the cursor over the edge until it changes to handles, and then you can resize by dragging it to the right size. And then you can fill out any of the vehicle information here. There are tabs across the top section here. And this stuff at the bottom is all related to criminal incident reports, so you don't have to fill out any of that information unless you want to put an image there. Now we'll save it. And finally we have our narrative. We can add a new narrative with this button, or we can read the existing narrative with this one. This is the dispatcher's narrative. If I try to save this, it's going to tell me there's a required field that's not filled out right there. This isn't my narrative, so I'm not going to fill that out. I'm just going to hit cancel. And I'll insert my own narrative here. I'll fill out the required fields. And put some letters in here. There is a narrative template option right here. If I click that, I'll get options. There's not one for an FIR, but there can be one added. If someone wishes to create one, we can add it for them. I'll exit here. Save my narrative, and then I've completed all of the required fields, so I'm just going to save this report, and I'm all done.